So here I am in the yoga room. I'm early. Haven't had my yoga mat out of its case in over 2 years. I was afraid there might be something living in there at this point. So I just got done with yoga class at the Y after, golly, over 2 years of not doing yoga or any of those exercise classes. I like to call what I'm going to speak about the COVID fantasy. And what that is, a lot of us sort of lost track of time during the quarantine stuff and thought about our lives, or I'll use myself as an example. All during quarantine, which I can't believe has been on and off for over 2 years, I used to think of myself as doing the activities that I did before. I went to water aerobics. I went to HIIT class, high intensity interval training. I went to yoga. I even did a little bit of boxing. And then COVID came, and all I did was walk my dog. And then I got rid of the dog at the end of October 2021, and my walking was cut down dramatically. But in my mind, I did yoga and HIIT class and water aerobics and walking. And oh my gosh, today at yoga, it was so hard even to just do the things that were basically stretching. It's like all my muscles and joints have hardened up. And so this COVID fantasy is you sort of forget about the last 2 years, because for a lot of people they were kind of a fog. And from what I understand, if you actually got COVID, you may be suffering from brain fog, as a lasting, or hopefully it's not going to be lasting, but as an effect from COVID. So a month or even 2 months after COVID started and I wasn't going to the Y anymore or doing a lot of physical activity, if somebody said, well, what kind of stuff do you do? I swim and I go to HIIT class and stuff like that. But then, as the months went on, I could no longer really say that kind of thing. But I did. It was like time was suspended. That's part of the COVID fantasy. We sort of lose track of how much time has passed. And it was so much brought home to me today when I realized the physical effects on my body of not having done stuff for over 2 years. That's a long time. Your mind may lose track of time. Your body, not so much. So it may be hard to start back up with some of the things you did pre-COVID, but I'm encouraging you to do it. I felt so terrible in yoga class that I couldn't do things that I had been able to do for years before. I used to be very flexible. My flexibility was just gone. And then after class, I went up to the instructor and she said, "Oh, hi, yes, I remember you." And I said to her, "Oh, this was so hard for me. I haven't been since before COVID started." And she said, "Listen, after 2 years of not teaching yoga classes, it was really hard for me to get back too." That made me feel a lot better. It's not just me. And I know it's not just me. I know it's some of you too. So I just want to encourage you to get back with doing things. get back with being with people, with being part of a group. You know, this morning there were a bunch of new ladies in the class, and I got to meet them. And I said, you know, we told each other our names. I said, I'll probably ask you again next time. They said, oh, that's fine, because I'm not the only one who has trouble remembering names. And, you know, part of the COVID fantasy also is that, oh yeah, I participate in groups and I go to this and I go to that. But maybe you haven't participated or gone here and there for a couple years. It's okay. This is the time to start back up.